All right, very, very, very special guest today.
Woo!
Hi, baby.
What's up?
What's good, Earl?
What's up, B?
How you doing?
Chilling.
Hella give a clap. Very important guest. Thanks for coming on with us.
No one said his name. I mean, like, well, I guess.
Well, this is Earl Watson.
Yeah, I said
Yes.
You all know me. I mean, but thanks for having me. And I'm sure I'll see you later somehow.
Yeah, of course.
So there's a lot of stuff going on. We're gonna skip all the stuff that you are always teasing me about that you're gonna come on the pod and talk about.
What's that?
We're just gonna skip it.
I don't know what
Earl,
it is.
Please, don't start it like this. Don't start it like this. Answer the question. What's she talking about?
I'm not sure. I'm for real.
Joy, could you tell me what's
I
going
don't know.
on?
Like once a week, we'll get into a conversation, and he'll be like, "Oh, let me come on the pod and talk about that."
About what?
I don't know. Nothing's coming to mind right now.
What's going on? So,
I felt like I was gonna run into that, so maybe it'll come up as we talk.
y'all
But
feed the fans.
no, not yet. Not
Okay.
yet. The Lakers are in some trouble right now. I'm not really surprised about it because LeBron teams tend to start out slow, but people are starting to panic, and people are starting to talk about Luke Walton possibly being fired, and Magic's upset. LeBron's not really playing very well. There's a lot of confusing stuff going on, but what's your assessment of the Lakers so far in the season?
LeBron is like the maestro, so he's not like Kobe. He's not like Jordan. Like the game versus Toronto, Kobe would have went for 60. Probably 30 in the first quarter just to get it back and get it close. LeBron's different. Everything else has to click for him to be who he truly is. If you look at that game, and obviously I'm sure Tyson Chandler is going to come up. So if you look at that game, and Serge Ibaka had a dominant first quarter where Kyle Lowry learned to just manipulate their defense. They wasn't switching to traditional coverage, and he was pocket passing, which is a bounce pass, to Serge, who was a stretch 4, stretch 5. So JaVale McGee had to guard the rim and then close out to Serge, and that's hard to do in NBA. We do it in practice all the time. No one can ever stop their man. It's just impossible. Guys are too quick, too fast, too skilled. The benefit of Tyson Chandler coming into that group, the Lakers overall, they have a bunch of young players who, just watching from the outside looking in, they care about one thing, and that's scoring. You have plays where it's defensive breakdowns. Siakam is crossing over Josh Hart, going down the lane and dunking. That can't happen. He's their center. That can't happen. Josh Hart is a great defensive player. Everyone's trying to create an identity.
We saw him do that though in that pickup. Siakam was killing that.
Yeah,
that
but pickup in the NBA is completely different.
True
like
that.
it's a different level of competition and alertness, and you're prepared differently for that game. Like, so what LeBron is facing and what Luke Walton, they're both facing are a bunch of young guys who have zero identity, who was never held accountable for winning. And then at the snap of a finger, they're held accountable for details that they've never been prepared for. So it's going to take a lot. But, the sense of urgency comes from the West. If you're not engaged, if you're not 500, you might not make the playoffs.
Well, Shaq said that his expectations for the Lakers, he said this last night, was if it's a success if they make it to the second round of the playoffs.
They got to make it to the playoffs first. They have to. I mean, you have teams that are jumping out that no one ever thought would be 9-1, such as the Denver Nuggets.
Right.
You have teams who are struggling still, so you have hope like Utah Jazz. People thought the Utah Jazz would finish like 3 or 4 seed. You have Portland, who's going to always be a great regular season team, but who hit major obstacles in the playoffs because they only have 2 main scorers. You need 3 to be successful in the playoffs. They only have 2, Dame and CJ. So the Lakers have to have a sense of urgency. Tyson Chandler is going to help because he's the type of player where when I coached him, he would come to the huddle and be like, like, can we switch this defensive coverage because this is what I see. He's very vocal. He thinks like a point guard. And you have LeBron, who's vocal. You have Rondo, and now you have Tyson Chandler, who have high basketball IQs, who can mask a lot of things and fix things really quickly.
All right. So do you think that Luke makes it through the season, though?
I think he does. I think he does because Tyson Chandler is going to help. When I started coaching in the G League for the San Antonio Spurs, I asked Pop, what do you say in timeouts? He was like, well, obviously the coaches meet. We talk about one thing that needs to be adjusted, and we go into the huddle with one adjustment. He said, but before I get to that huddle, the first thing I ask my players is, what do you see? And if their adjustment is better than mine, then that's what we do. So you're going to have that with Tyson Chandler. He's very, very vocal. He's cerebral. He can read the game very quickly. And defensively and vocally, he's going to hold everyone accountable, make them better, but at the same time, do it in a nurturing, aggressive, passionate way.
Okay. I agree with that. I can see that happening. I'm excited for him to be there, a big man like that. And obviously, the Lakers are mixed with like kids and then people who are like ARP members. So the mix between the two is all cool. But you said Kobe would have went out for 60, right?
For sure.
Isn't that the back half of the season with LeBron? Like we see LeBron turning it on, making his team playoff ready, and making sure his team is definitely going to the playoffs. Because I think it is a success if they go second round, but they definitely getting in. They're not. LeBron's not going to sit back and let them play themselves out of the playoffs.
He's not, but too many things have to settle. You had players early in the season just come out and say, I'm not coming off the bench. You have too much inner competition. Who's the starting point guard? Who's going to get the most minutes? No one knows. So you have an inner battle between Rondo and Lonzo. Mm-hmm. You have players on the wing who think they should start over other players. And then you have LeBron saying, this is bigger than any of that. We're trying to do something special and put ourselves in position in the immediate future to win a championship. Then you have Luke Walton, this is LA, the media is going to be holding him accountable. Then you have Magic Johnson. I played pickup with Magic Johnson my entire teenage years at UCLA, early 20s. Magic will always put me on his team, and he used to run pickup differently. He would make everyone be there by 8 o'clock. He would run 3-man weave and simulate a practice. So you're not telling me that Magic Johnson isn't coming down, having conversations with players, having conversations with coaching staffs, telling them this is what I see. It's nothing wrong with that. But if there's no relationship and there's friction, it could be intimidating for players and coaches.
So what adjustments would you make? I know everyone's talking about their trades and stuff like that. We're assuming that's far off. What adjustments would you make with this particular roster right now that you're not seeing happening?
I mean, you can't ask me. I'm one of the last 35 coaches in 3 years to be fired from Phoenix. Like,
stop.
what adjustments am I going to make?
It's 35. You've been taking us to church since we hit record. You've been taking us to church. I've been sitting there listening, looking.
Here's
you gonna tell me? Oh, you don't know.
I hosted Luke Walton on his visit to UCLA.
Oh my God.
Here's what I would tell Luke. Like, if I could, right? I would say, Luke, you came from an amazing system in Golden State with Steve Kerr, right? Steve Kerr brought similarities from San Antonio. It was the same offense, and it just grew and became morphed into something different because the players there are so much more skilled than any other team, right?
Yeah.
But it was never offense that made Golden State special. It was when they hired Ron Adams, and he came in with Steve Kerr. And Ron Adams is the best defensive coach in the NBA. One of the top assistants in the NBA.
What's his name?
Ron Adams. Ron. I call him Coach Cool Breeze because he always wear like these MC Hammer sweats before the game and make passes for shots, right? But he is a defensive guru. Ooh, yeah. And he turned that team into Golden State into a defensive team that people don't really pay him a lot of attention because the offensive side is so skilled. Mm-hmm. But it created a monster and a great player in Draymond Green. So it gave him amazing identity. It gave him a platform and a voice. Clay's always been a great defensive player, but it also elevated him to where now he's not scoring a lot. He still has a special role that's coveted. And that defensive mindset is what changed Golden State. My question is, how do you bring that to the Lakers? How do you put emphasis on the other side of the ball? Because they're special when they get in transition.
Right.
They're kind of limited in the half court because you have shooters who are still developing.
Right.
So how do you create more steals, more blocks, more rebounds, more turnovers so LeBron can do what he does best is push the ball. Lonzo can do what he does best, push the ball. Rondo can do what he does best and make plays in transition.
Who should be their starting point guard?
You have to go Lonzo. Because if you talk about winning a championship, to ask yourself this, can you beat Golden State this year? No.
Absolutely not.
Can't happen. Mm-hmm. So you're trying to tell me when you are in position to be Golden State, is Rondo still going to be your point guard? No, he won't be. It has to be Lonzo because of longevity. You have to understand longevity is very important in development. And it's going to be some hard knocks, but that's why you had last year. That's why Lonzo should have been finishing the games last year so he can be prepared for this year. But he didn't finish a lot of the games last year. And now when the test is here, he's not really ready because we still don't know. And he needs to be in position to know. And that's why you have the best player in the world next to him. So you can kind of mask him, covet him, and kind of develop him.
So they're not going to beat Golden State this year, as we know. Is there a team in the West that could beat Golden State and get to the finals?
No, that's not even possible. Boogie Cousins is coming back, and he's like Debo in First Friday.
You know what? We were forgetting about Boogie.
On the bicycle. He's the original Debo, right? He's just like going around, like looking for people's gold chains. You know, I said this before. Boogie Cousins, it's already scary. And this is about to get crazy. I'm about to say people are going to be really upset. Kevin Durant is one of the best highly skilled players in the NBA ever. He might be more skilled than Jordan, more skilled than Kobe. And I say this because he's 7'1" and he can do the same things. Like, he's 7 feet tall, he can do the same things. He's unique. The only thing they have on him, and this is what LeBron has to get, that KD hasn't really mastered yet, is to conserve energy, is mastering the elbows without a dribble. Kobe would catch it there, Jordan would catch it there. All their game winners were there, and they don't need a dribble because their pivot work was phenomenal. And then they go into the low post, and they go, analytically, you don't want to do that. Well, analytics, as we know, doesn't really necessarily mean wins. We're looking at the Rockets right now, and they're analytically driven, and they're struggling.
The Browns.
So KD, if he chooses to master that, and right now he kind of conservative with it because he wants everyone to be successful, he's at another level. But to me, Golden State and Boogie Cousins, the addition is, who's going to guard him in the second unit? They're still going to bring him off the bench. So that means your starters have to play longer, and it's not possible.
Where did the Rockets go wrong?
I'm not sure where the Rockets went wrong. And a lot of times when a lot of people get paid, Clint Capella just got paid. They lost Trevor Ariza, who to me was that X Factor guy who didn't care if he scored. And I know he struggled in the elimination game in the Western Conference playoffs, but it didn't matter because what he brought to the table is not just on the court. It's in the locker room. It's in practice. It's getting to the gym early. It's that guy where you can vent to and he's neutral. And he knows how to win because he's grinded his entire career to develop to become a winner and eventually land with the Lakers with Kobe and win a championship with Phil Jackson. So he knows what it takes. So you lose that. And it's just like, okay, everyone's paid. That's cool. But what's your motivation now? It can never be money. And that's the angle that needs to change because they need their role players to play at a very high level in order for them to be successful.
Is there success in honestly saying that you're just chasing Golden State? Like Daryl Morey has said it a bunch of times, like everyone knows the Rockets are built to chase one team. Obviously the whole league is, but the Rockets are trying to beat this one team and they just can't. It just proves failure over and over and over again because they're being vocal about it.
You have teams going into meetings in the offseason and saying, hey, listen, Golden State run might be for the next 5 or 6 years. Let's just tank. Let's just tank and hope that we dethrone them through youth movement, right? Eventually, one day they get old, we be young, and we come up and we knock. People are so afraid of them. I talked to KD. This is interesting. Teams are chasing KD, right? I mean, teams are chasing Golden State. I talked to KD last February, and we were just kind of talking back and forth, and I was like, look, it was my rookie teammate. He was a rookie. I was his vet the first 2 years. I was like, look, you have to dethrone the king. I'm just being honest with you. He was like, I know. I was like, yeah. He's like, I'm already studying filming him right now. This was in February. So he studies film. He's studying LeBron every chance he gets. Oh, by the way, yeah, we have Portland tonight, but let me check out these LeBron clips. So he's always ready for that moment. But I don't think you can dethrone them. It's not going to happen unless one or two pieces move.
You talking about LeBron being
you can't dethrone Golden State.
Oh yeah,
unless KD leaves, Clay leaves.
Right.
It's the only way possible.
So who else in the West? If it's not Houston, who else in the West do you like?
No one. It doesn't matter. Like what are we talking about? We're talking about. It's like.
I mean, is there a team in the West that's going to surprise anyone this year?
No, I mean,
the Pelicans.
I mean, who cares? Denver's making a great move and they're making a run and it's fun to watch. But you get them in a 7-game series versus Golden State.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like, oh yeah, it's close at halftime, and I'm like,
cute.
Joy, I'm about to go get the mail, and we're gonna come back and be like, they're down 20.
Right.
Like it happens that quick. Like it doesn't matter. I really like the East more than I like the West. The West is set. I pretty much like the East. I like Toronto, man. I just like that team put together. Anytime, last year they was like 6 in assists, right? Because DeMar DeRozan will hold the ball. He's a one-on-one player. He needs a system to move it. He's not going to stretch the weak side. He's not a big three-point threat. This year they brought in Danny Green. They brought in Kawhi Leonard. Two members from the Spurs. So when teams trade for a Spurs player, they're trading for that culture.
Ooh.
You heard Kemba Walker say it this week. He was like, TP has taught me a lot about how to win. I'm very grateful for him, meaning Tony Parker.
Right.
That's powerful. Now you get 2 starters from their championship teams.
Yeah.
They come on your team and you see what's happening now. They're winning even without Kawhi in the lineup.
So, do you like them more than the Celtics?
I like them more than the Celtics by far.
Why?
Because you have Kyle Lowry, who's a beast. He's an all-star. He's a great vertical player.
Leading the league in assists.
Big time, averaging over 10 assists a game in the last 8 games, broke the Raptors franchise record. You have Kawhi Leonard, who can defend 1 through 5. He can even defend parking lot attendants or concession stands. Like, it doesn't matter. He's just a great defender, right?
Right.
And he comes in, but at the same time, it's very rare to have a dominant defender who can also play on the other side of the court. Offensively, that's when you talk Jordan and Kobe stature. Like, that's what they did. They defended the ball, then they gave you 30. He's a big time winner. You have Danny Green, who is a great starting 2 guard in this league still, and he knows what it takes to win. He knows how to prepare to win. He knows how to navigate a season. And then you have these amazing role players, and not to mention, I swear they was in LA all summer together as a team, playing pickup at UCLA. I don't know if they ever stopped practicing.
Right.
Like, that's great continuity, and you're seeing the impact of that now.
Can I ask a question about one quick LeBron Laker question?
Why are you asking me if you can ask a question?
Just one quick
Is that
LeBron
what,
Laker
is that
question.
talking about Holmes, the greatest player ever?
No. Not
Oh, no, we're gonna
not
get to that in a
we're not
second. Go
gonna get
ahead.
that.
Yeah, we are.
I need. Well, yeah, we can. Why? Plus minus, because you getting real analytical, you getting real smart. I appreciate it. I'm learning a lot. Thank you, Earl.
You're welcome.
Okay, so look at this graph right here. Lakers plus minus so far this season, minus 30 points with LeBron on the court, plus 19 with LeBron off. Like, I don't know if that's normal for new teams or like new superstars or teams with LeBron. Like, explain that one to me.
LeBron is so good at doing everything on the court at a very high level consistently. I just think that if you put him on any team besides Golden State, you might have similar numbers. Right? Because he's so good at what he does. He makes everything easy. But I think also when you see that, you have to step back and say this. And this is hard for NBA coaches to do. And it's hard for players to accept. And I learned this from Hubie Brown in Memphis. He came in, he cussed us out when he took over the team and gave us roles. You have to come in and you have to say this. You have to say this. You have to go, look, I'm the head coach. I'm gonna set everyone in the theater room or in our film room, and what I'm going to do is give everyone their role. Because the roles need to be defined. Mm-hmm. Anytime you got players talking about they deserve more time or they should start, you can see them. I like to watch players when they go to the bench. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say the names, but we went to the Laker game when they played the Rockets. Players were getting subbed out. Pissed off they was getting subbed out.
Who's getting? I don't know what name, but which team was getting subbed?
The Lakers.
Okay, Lakers.
Can't happen. You wear one of the best jerseys with tradition ever in the NBA, and Ash is like, no, it's San Antonio. Ash is like, no, it's San Antonio. But no, it's the Lakers with championships, right? Right? But you come out, you that jersey matters more than the name on the back of your jersey. The front of the jersey matters. Mm-hmm. So when you come out, it's all about doing your part. So you have to define roles. And once you define a role, that plus minus would kind of even out. But LeBron is going to always be way higher on the court.
So we got some kind of news this morning that Melo Ball is going to be playing high school ball again in Northeast Ohio.
Mm-hmm. Geneva.
What does that mean for anyone who's kind of confused about what's happening with Melo Ball?
I mean, like, he's 17 years old. He's an amazing player. He has gotten amazing and, priceless competition playing against, a man around the world in different environments. And he just want to have a high school experience, and I think it's perfect. And I hope UCLA can mend that relationship, because if he's recruitable, he needs to stay in LA. It just has to happen. Like, it needs to be, fixed and repaired, and UCLA needs to humble themselves, and obviously the other side needs to humble themselves and come to an agreement, because no matter what, Lonzo and the family, and they're part of UCLA tradition no matter what. So you have to fix that. Mm-hmm. And he's gonna dominate high school I guarantee you that first game is gonna be crazy, and every game after with attendance and fans.
Gotta be.
I hope if he wants to. I think he said he wants to play college, so I hope he can play college.
I hope the NCAA do
crazy.
the right thing and they just let him have a college experience, even if he pays for it out of pocket. I hope he's able to play in the games.
So is that possible to?
It's really tricky, because Our sophomore year at UCLA, Baron Davis and I came in as freshmen together. Steve Lavin was the head coach. Tony Parker committed to come to UCLA from France. And the NCAA didn't clear him to come because he played professional in Europe and received money.
Right.
So I'm not sure what the case is because it's your dad actually giving you the money, right, to play in the, where if he even received money from the JBA or touring around the world. I'm not sure what that case is, but the NCAA is very, very not open to players coming in with a shoe deal, coming in with a brand.
Yeah.
So I hope they do the right thing and let him play because I would love to see him in college basketball.
What do you make of the new G League rule adjustment or the upping of the pay and allowing players to come and play there for 1 year?
So I played 13 years in the NBA. I was blessed, and then I started coaching in the G League my first year. And the G League is a very tough environment to play in. John Simmons was my player who's now in Orlando. He went to San Antonio, and I remember telling him that I thought he would be great. He was a G League tryout. He paid $100 a tryout. G League has a lot of room to grow. Bringing in high school players to me make the most sense, and I seen it coming a long time ago, even before the JBA started, because you have ESPN deals. And they play their playoffs at the same time as March Madness. So if you love basketball, you can still get big names in, a G League playoff series, and it's going to be fun to watch in the platforms. But it's very dangerous for the high school player because when you come to these G League teams, you best believe intel is going to start immediately. Your work ethic, can you shoot? Can you run a pick and roll? What is your IQ? And now if I can get that for, $100,000? Without paying you millions and drafting you and figuring it out later, that would be a great investment for any NBA team. So if you come there, you better be prepared because you also got grown men with families who need to eat, and they will never make it into the NBA.
Right.
And they might make $50,000 or $60,000, which is a raise from the $20,000 they were making a year. And they're gonna come and they will whoop your ass in practice. I'm just being honest with you because I have to eat. Right? So you better be prepared. So it's going to be a give and take. I'll be curious to see. It'll be curious to see who actually, tries it.
Right.
And hopefully someone out of it can make it a positive.
Well, Jello's going into the pool. So he's trying to get into the G League mix.
Yeah, but he's out of school, though. So we're talking about straight
we're
from
talking
high
straight
school.
from high school.
Yeah, so it'll be a
The
little
kids that don't
different.
want to play a year in college who want to go straight professional but aren't eligible for the NBA right away, which is essentially like the NBA saw what the JBA was doing and was like, we have the G League. Right.
It's a smart move.
Yeah, no, it is. But like you said, it's risky for young players. Okay, so who's the greatest of all time?
Here we go with this.
Let's keep it real.
Let's do it. I love this.
Katie's,
remember what you taught baby EJ. That's all I'm going to say.
This is before. This is when I was playing. Yeah, this is like when I was competitive.
Okay.
Katie's going to have to be in that conversation very soon. If they win a championship this year and he drops another game where he just dominates and go for 45, he has to be in a conversation. Otherwise, you can't say Jordan has X amount of rings and LeBron don't have X amount. If we talking rings, then in our generation, KD has to be in that mix.
But you're going to get pushed back on KD because he joined Golden State.
Yeah, I don't care.
Somebody I know likes the ring argument.
I don't care that he went there.
No one still hasn't stopped him.
That was you can't.
Why?
I don't know why. I've been sitting watching this whole time. You can't.
Because he's too skilled. He's too skilled. So I say this, and this is gonna
so stupid.
This is the worst debate. So much goes into perspective, right? You have Jordan, who is dynamic and he changed the game of basketball and he's culture and we still buy the same. I bought the same shoe 10 times, probably 100 times. Like he still gets me, right?
Right.
And you have the Bulls and you have the whole era where I was drawing Bulls logos on my school homework, turning in and getting X's on there. Like don't do this anymore. I'm like whatever. And then you have him just dominating and winning. Right,
yeah.
the ultimate champion. Yeah. When it comes down, he's focused. He doesn't shake, and he MJ fade away.
No game
right?
7.
Mm-hmm.
No game 7. In one game against Portland, he decides I want to hit 6 threes, and we're like, damn, Jordan can shoot. Right, so it changed. He grew, and then you have. And I don't know why people do not talk about this guy. Then you have the Mamba, right? You have him coming, and what he does is at a higher level. Like game winners, going for 81, the culture, everything he brings to the table. And he did it in Los Angeles with pressure at 17, 18 years old. That's hard to do.
With pressure and help.
As you see now, what the Lakers are going through, it's a lot of pressure here.
Yeah.
Played 13 years in the NBA, and the most pressure I've ever had was playing for UCLA because it's championship or nothing. Wow. The Lakers are the same way, championship or nothing. They don't care about winning Western Conference title. You have to win it all. And then you have LeBron, who can do everything. He's a mix between, Jordan, athleticism, bigger, stronger, faster, and Magic Johnson's just ability to make everyone better with the pass. Right? But what people complain about is he doesn't take over the games offensively and go for 65. Mm-hmm. He kind of sits back and work his way through it, but he's just not that type of player. So I would say this. For me, I don't get involved with the GOAT question. This is what I get involved with.
Oh, you got to lead with that.
No, this is what I get involved with.
Okay.
One shot, who takes your last shot? And whoever takes your last shot, that is your GOAT.
Robert Horry. I'll see y'all later.
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe
taking my last shot between those three?
Wait a minute. Okay. I'm rocking them today.
Is it overall like an NBA history who's taking the shot and that makes you go?
If you want to go early, where you gonna go? Will Chamberlain?
No.
Where are you going? Who? Jordan?
No. 2013 NBA Finals.
Oh,
Game
Ray
6,
Allen.
San
She talking about Crazy Ray.
That's why I don't have these conversations.
This
is why I don't do it.
You talk about the shot.
Yeah,
you talk about the
shot.
shot.
This is too emotionally involved, dude. This is not even like, come on, dude. You giving between Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, you want Ray Allen to take the shot?
No, I'm taking. I just wanted the opportunity to point that out and
where is the shot
Ashley.
on the court?
No, I'm going Jordan, of course.
You going Jordan take the shot? I mean, Jordan didn't take every game winner. He had Paxson on a lot.
I don't know why you're not answering this question.
Steve Kerr on a lot.
Why are you not answering this question? Why you always gotta do this pivot thing? Why can't you just answer the question?
I don't do. You want me to say LeBron so you can argue Michael and then we can go. I'm tired of it. We do this every day at home. I'm tired of this. I don't want to do this right now. I'm chilling with Brandon. Y'all brought me some hot mocha. I'm already sweating. It's hot in here. It
is hot in here.
I don't want to do this right now.
We can't adjust the thing.
Man, it's cool. I don't care. I like it. It's all good. But I'm not picking. I'm telling you what I would do. Kobe's taking my last one.
Listen, I am disappointed because I've seen you guys have this conversation. I've been a part of them sometimes, and it has been LeBron, Earl, and Brandon, and Joy, Jordan, John decides. So for you to turn your back and bring up the Mamba.
No. The Mamba's always been.
I know, but you are, I'm okay with it because LeBron doesn't deserve your backing right now. He's not playing well. That's why I'm wearing a Kobe shirt today.
That's why you're wearing a Kobe shirt?
LeBron's not doing it right now.
Hey, listen, let me tell you something.
It's winter bust.
LeBron, to me, he's at a pivotal point in his career right now because he has to right the ship immediately. He has to. You can't come to L.A. and just lose all these games. That's bad for legacy. That's bad for everything you build and everything you sacrifice. He knows it. It's a sense of urgency. But Kobe last game might be the best last game ever. He went for 60 versus Utah? A team that was needed to win to even have some playoff hopes. And Gordon Hayward was defending. Gordon is a great defender. And he went for 60. It was perfect.
It was
a great defender getting worked all day.
Because it's the greatest player ever.
You right. I'm gonna give you all of that. But all right, you good? Y'all good? This is good?
You say that's all you have to say?
He wants me to say LeBron.
I don't want him to say LeBron. I don't care. I'm over with you. I don't care about this. Next episode. I don't care about any of this.
It is a very heated debate in our household, and maybe Earl's tired of having it.
It's not a heated debate.
It's not because I'm right, but it's okay.
If Jordan and LeBron played against each other, Jordan wouldn't defend LeBron. Jordan had problems with Magic in the finals. Magic was going to work on Jordan. He tried. And then who did they swing over? Scottie Pippen. Changed the series. So I'm going to say that up front. And can Jordan defend? Can LeBron defend Jordan? Probably not. But Kobe can defend all.
All right.
Would Kobe?
Yes. Kobe will guard Jordan and Kobe will guard LeBron. He's done it.
That's true.
Would he be good at it?
Yes.
Okay.
One of the best defenders ever.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm Kobe, 1996. 1996 was the year I stopped eating kids' meals. I was born in 1990. It was Big Macs from then on out. At 6.
It changed the game for you.
Yeah.
96. It was a big year.
Yeah.
I was 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A big year.
But
Would you?
he's laying out of this one.
Huh? Yeah, I'm going 90.
You missed the whole hip hop era.
I mean, you just told me the Migos the new NWA.
They are.
Okay, I'm just making sure you
not
okay
rolling with Migos?
being on wax with that.
Yeah, of course we're
rolling
rolling
with
with Migos.
The Migos Culture Report. It's a part of our show.
Okay,
I'm a big fan of what the honchos and the takes offs and the Quavos.
NWA is legendary.
Another one.
A lot of groups out of Atlanta are legendary, like Outkast. Migos is, man, they're on another level right now.
Everything they
game.
touch is just
I don't
Amazing.
want to go that far.
What?
Yes.
These
they're
independent
producing
projects.
nothing but hits. Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing but bangers.
Because we are making them.
Yes, we are.
We tell them what we like.
Right.
You can't ride down Wilshire in Santa Monica and bump Migos. We got to go down Crenshaw bumping Migos, and you'll feel it completely different. You know what I mean? You can't be riding on the beach like, oh, look at Malibu and Migos.
There are a lot of bad and bougie being played at all the other places you're talking about.
It is, but it's not the same when you roll down Crenshaw and be like, oh yeah, they shot Boys in the Hood right here and Migos is blasting. And he's like, man, let's turn over to the NWA straight out of Compton. Like, it's just a different feel to it. So we're going to go get some Roscoe's, right? We're going to go down Crenshaw, bump Migos, switch over to NWA, and I guarantee you come back with tattoos and shit. Like just ready, right? Just ready to rock it. I guarantee it.
I'm ready to get tattoos on my face.
Is there anything annoying that I do at home that you'd like to out me for?
What you mean, like annoying? Like what?
Like I mean.
Yeah, give Michelle some. Michelle got real excited when you was coming on. Now and then this whole basketball stuff, she's gonna be like, okay, where's the
What do you
stuff?
mean, like annoying at home? I'm confused.
Like, well, I don't leave the toilet seat up, obviously, but you know.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't really tell home business like that. You know,
that's why he's the GOAT.
He is the GOAT.
Yeah, I don't really do all that. I'm from the hood. We don't talk like that.
Right.
We just started going to therapy. You know what I mean? Like, so like for us it's different, you know, like but I will say some annoying things that you do is like, you know, we have this GOAT debate and you do it at the wrong time. It's always like when we brushing our teeth and like, what the hell are you talking about right now? And then like, you know, some other things like, you know,
I'm not believing
the
that.
whole I don't really want to go to the grocery store thing is kind of like, dude, it's literally
that, yeah.
6 blocks over, dude. Like,
Yeah, the grocery
Because
store is very close to
they
the place.
deliver it, so
that's silly. Like, we just go to the grocery store. We just going to get water. Like, it doesn't matter. Let's just grab the water and
But
bounce.
then they could just bring it to us, though.
I mean,
And the water at y'all's the grocery store around your house is right in the front.
it's right. It's, dude. It's,
What are you doing, Joy?
dude,
I mean, making my life more convenient.
trust me, dude. It's just different. She grew up in a football household. I grew up in a basketball household.
I mean, trust me. That's
Now I have to watch football on Sundays. Like, that's
You're
not.
welcome.
I don't really do that.
You're welcome.
Like, I mean, that's not really my thing.
You're welcome.
So I just go to sleep.
No?
I swear I go to sleep, dude. I'm like, I'm gonna
football
watch
naps
it.
are good.
It's like
Something about the
naps.
hum.
I'll wake up and it's like, damn, it's still the first quarter. I'll sleep for 3 hours. Like, damn, it's a long game. Who's
That's
playing?
not the case.
I'll watch Chiefs play though, but that's about it. Mahomes, that's it, because I'm from KC, obviously. But other than that, I don't think nothing's annoying. I mean, besides you saying you can beat me in one-on-one, that's
I
like,
did beat you in 101, and
Here
LeVar
we
said
go.
it. He said it actually right
LeVar
there.
says a lot of things.
LeVar sat right
LeVar
there.
says a lot of
LeVar
things.
sat right there and said that to the people that I beat you in 101 because it's on video.
LeVar says a lot of things. You know, he also said he can beat Jordan. It's LeVar. It's LeVar.
I mean, as of right now, they haven't played, so
and what happened
he's
after you
soothsayer.
said that?
I beat you in 101.
And then what happened? I'm not gonna put you.
How'd you beat her?
She did not beat me in one-on-one, dude. I didn't want to mess up my OVOs. I wasn't gonna crease them. So like, she goes through a little crossover,
Right,
the same
right.
crossover, like the And then I was like, oh, she don't really make layups all the time anyway. So I let her make a layup, and she swore she crossed me. Like in her mind, it went faster than what it really went. And in my mind, I was like, dude, just hurry up and do the crossover so we can leave. Like, you know,
Right.
And then she went.
People are watching us.
And she hit the layup, and she
Yeah.
was like, start talking trash. And I was like, never again will she ever get the ball to the rim. I'm tired of this, yo.
All right, so you might as well tell the story.
The height difference is
That's kind of what happened, except for I did actually beat him, and we had a huge bet on the line. Because look, he was like, you can't touch the. We were at the JBA tryouts in Seattle, the first tryouts, and he said I couldn't touch the rim. Listen to me. Touch the net, which I did three separate times, also on video.
She barely touched. I videotaped
Touched it or didn't touch it?
We had a slow-mo to videotape to see if it moved. Right? You know what I mean? So, yeah, you moved the net. It could have been wind. It could have been long nails. But you actually moved the net.
Nails.
I give you that. You did it.
Did I touch... Court of law. Did I touch the net? Yes or no?
I have the videotape. It's like we have the slow-mo, and she like...
Okay, so I touched the net 3 separate times.
Here we go.
And then we had a very big bet on the line. Remember?
Thank you. This is fake news, bro.
It's not fake news. I'm 5'2". That's a big deal.
You're not 5'2".
Yes, I am.
Okay.
How tall am I?
I'm not even arguing with this. I want you to cook tonight, so I'm not even arguing.
I'm 5'2". 5'2". All right, I'll make tacos. Anyway, actually, I want to make tacos. We had tacos last night. I'm 5'2". I touched the net 3 times, and then we played one-on-one. I won in one-on-one.
What?
And then we played again, and he's always talking about how he's going to dunk on me, and I was like, you're not going to dunk on me because I will flip you. You're not going to dunk on me. I will not allow that to happen. I will injure you before you dunk on me.
How is this the last time y'all even played one-on-one?
Huh?
How is this the last so long ago?
No. I'm talking about the second time we
This
played.
happened this happened like in June.
Yes.
Okay.
No, July.
July, yes. So we decided to play one-on-one again.
And this was the last time we played one-on-one.
Okay, yeah.
And it didn't go so well for me.
What'd you do?
Dunked on her.
Oh, no, you didn't.
She jumped.
Why you do that?
Because she kept telling people she beat me in one-on-one. Like, I was like, yo, this narrative has to end today. And we ended it today, but I still love her though. You know what I mean? It's like she stepped on the court and she was so serious and she was hard fouling me, yo. I was going for layups. She was like trying to take my arm. I was like, "You're gonna break your hand."
I really did think. I thought I broke my arm.
We're in someone's backyard. Like it ain't even our backyard. They looking at us like, "What the hell is going on here?" Like this is too intense.
You dunked on someone else's backyard.
I had to.
It was very rude. So the first time he went up, I did hard foul him. I fouled the shit out of him. I thought I broke my arm. That's how hard I hit him. He has strong bones though.
I'm playing NBA for a long time. I know how to take a foul. I can sit in her eyes.
In my mind, I can like move him.
You know,
in my mind, I can like back
you know what
him
it
down.
was? She thought that since I'm older, that I can hard foul him for a couple more years and he ain't gonna be able to dunk anyway.
Right.
I just got a hard foul and I get off the court. He
that
never
was my
dunk
plan.
on me.
Yeah.
I could tell her motives by her eyes and her focus.
Yeah, the way she say stuff too.
But I hit her with like a vet move and like kind of like pushed her underneath the rim, showed her underneath the rim. She stumbled back and she jumped and I jumped. It was like bam, game over.
You
Let's
dunked
go.
under the rim?
I put it. She jumped. I was like boom. Let's go home. I'm hungry. Let's go to Casa Vega. I'm sorry. I love you, but I had to do it.
It was really rude.
I had to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I just had to
I
do
was
it.
talking big shit though.
Yeah,
But I was upset. I was really upset though.
You was upset. I could see it in your eyes. You was crushed. Make me no difference. Shit, we competing. I don't care.
We gotta go live next. Well, skip up. What's the next thing we do as a maybe I'm crazy unit group? Last time was the volleyball game where you was doing too much. You got in my head. I admit that.
And we beat y'all.
I don't know. No, we beat ourselves via Earl. And Joy. You lost composure. You was LeBron.
I did not lose composure.
Yes, you was.
I
did not want a
everything.
handshake with you. You was throwing shade back and forth. Don't listen to her.
Yeah.
Don't listen to her.
I'm trying to tell
He's
y'all
talking
his
to
tricks.
us.
He gets in your head. Look what's happening right now. We're arguing amongst each other. He's so good at this.
She had a Kobe mentality. She like didn't want to pass the ball early. Kobe. She was trying to hit every volleyball. I was like, you gotta trust your teammates. I was like, Ash, I can't believe Ashley, you are part of this. You love the Spurs and you chose a team that don't pass.
Ashley's the easiest to get going.
Man,
you can talk shit to Ashley so easily.
Wait a minute, you got to vouch for how good of a volleyball player I am real quick.
you're really good. You hustle all over the court. You get sand everywhere, but you just don't hit the ball. But it's
stopped right after hustle.
It's all good though. Like
hustle, and then that's just the end.
Hustle accounts for something. You know what I mean?
Of course. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
You can be great and you can be like, man, that's crazy. You like the Lance Stevenson of volleyball.
Yes,
like, you know
Lance Stevenson. I take. They try to say Della
with all the antics. I'm
the mean dream team of the volleyball court.
Yeah, you like Lance. Like he can help you win, and he can be like, yo,
and he can also just dive through the air at nothing.
And he can flop. It's perfect.
I'm
with
clearly
you
injured after every game.
We do actually need to do another volleyball game soon.
I'm done.
Are you still quick?
Yeah.
That's it.
Todd, like last time we did it, everyone was sick. Like we played for 5 hours.
Yeah, we played for 5 hours. That was a mistake.
Heat exhaustion.
It was too much.
That was bad.
But it's not that hot out now,
Blisters
so
on my feet.
I'm done with that. I'm done with volleyball.
You had some ace ringers though. You brought UCLA. You strong UCLA. Our kids gonna get into UCLA just because your ties.
I got a lot of love at UCLA. You know, it's UCLA is a special place. We all know that.
Yes. Before you go, you are a part of Latitude Sports.
Yes.
We went and saw your panel. Speaking of Tyson, in San Diego for Latitude, and Brandon was there with his fiance.
Yes, great time.
Yes. So tell everyone a little bit about Latitude Sports.
Latitude Sports is, a platform for my mom's first generation Mexican American. My grandparents are legal, immigrants who became legal from Mexico, obviously. And it's a platform just for Latino people, for tech, for art, for food, music, and now I just created the platform of sports. And we had Lonzo, Gary Payton, Lonzo, and Tyson Chandler, and they actually met each other there, and now they're teammates, which is, the way the world works. Synergy is amazing, so he's going to be great, and that partnership is there. And it's just an amazing platform. It's a 4-day conference in San Diego in September, but we're traveling it. And, obviously my goal is always just, be a coach, and obviously in basketball when the timing is right, but you have to be more than an athlete. You have to reach more than just basketball people and deliver a narrative that people don't understand, that all, illegal immigrants from Mexico, their kids don't turn out to be gang members and drug dealers. I'm a part. I'm that end game. UCLA made it out. NBA preschool in Kansas City, and amazing opportunity to connect with people and create programs for children throughout the country. So that end game isn't always negative, and we need to get our narrative out there. But yeah, it was fun. You was there.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. It was a great time. I mean, to hear all those stories from Tyson Chandler, Gary Payton, and the Lonzo Ball, and the stories throughout, and just the heritage that comes with being a Afro-Latino.
Yeah, Afro-Latino. My dad's black, my mom's Mexican, and obviously socially I'm impacted by a lot of things right now, so I feel it deeply twice.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, this country's all about change and growth. It doesn't matter. I think that's what makes this country special, is people evolve and, communities evolve, but it's not going to happen just by sitting back. You have to get out there and be proactive. And some people are more like aggressive with it, and some people are more creative with it, but you have to change the narrative and just speak your experience, your existence, and your vision. If that makes sense.
You can follow them, I believe it's at Latitude Events on Instagram, and follow Earl J. Watson on Instagram as well. Thanks, fiance, for coming in.
I have a name. Thank you for having me. And next time you have to come on my team, right?
Oh,
Ash?
I mean, that's not going to happen.
Ash, you want to
Are
win?
I thought
She
you
said
weren't
yeah,
playing
by the
anymore.
way. She said yeah, then you looked and she stopped.
He's not gonna
That is so shady. That is so shady.
That's so shady.
That is so shady. She's like, yeah, you look. She's like,
He said my team might be for the DAP too, because I don't know about that yet. I don't know about that yet.
appreciate
I don't know about that.
It's not Nusha's team. We're good.
Oh, we're selling Nushin out.
Nushin,
Selling Nushin
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out when we get there. And we're not playing for 5 hours. So you're in then. You are going to play some more.
yeah, maybe.
This is our longest
You are.
interview we've had
Give me a
since
minute.
last time you came on.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, thanks for coming on, babe.
Thanks.